Welcome back to yoga on this winter's afternoon. So as we move into winter and darker days, we still need to keep active and keep our energy up, but at the same time, we need to be a little bit more gentle with ourselves, with our bodies. So today's practice is going to be a slower practice. It's going to be a more yin-like practice, but we will have an energetic section in the middle just so that we're still keeping active. The challenge with yin style practice is more mental than physical because you're going to be holding the poses for longer, and we can struggle with that mentally, believe it or not. So even though it is a gentle practice physically, it's still a challenging practice. The other thing to bear in mind is that I'm only going to be keeping you maybe a minute in the poses, whereas traditionally you would stay from 3 to 5 minutes. But you can always stop the video and stay longer in each pose if you want. Before we begin, I'd also like you to maybe get yourself a cushion or a pillow, a blanket, and if you have a strap, just to have them nearby because you will make use of them. So when you're ready, we'll begin. So we're going to begin this practice in child pose. So swinging your legs back, take the knees nice and wide now, and begin to sit back towards your heels. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually use your cushion or your pillow here and let yourself come down onto it. So that's an option here. If not, just sitting back with the elbows bent to begin with. And just relax your forehead towards the floor. So become aware of your breath here now. Just feel the belly expanding against your thighs as you stay here in child pose. And now maybe beginning to activate the arms a little bit more as you stretch them further out. Maybe come up onto the fingertips. And now we're going to start to walk the hands over to the right. So nice and slowly creeping your hands towards the right. Try to keep your left hip down as much as possible and let your head rest between the arms. And then creeping the hands back to center. We'll move over to the left side. So again, moving nice and slowly, easing your body into it and letting the head rest again. Trying this time to keep the right hip from rising up. And walk the hands back to center. Now from here, we're going to lift the hips up, curl the toes under, bring the arms a little bit wider. And as you bend the elbows, see if you can bring the chest down towards the floor, melting heart. Let the elbows drop. And again, if you wanted to, you could use your cushion here, just resting the head or the chin even on the cushion, or even bring it in under the chest. Use the props as much as you need to. Now notice about the yin poses, or when you're holding them a bit longer, it's about surrendering to the pose, not rushing ahead to what's the next pose, what are we doing next? Just be with the pose that you're in at this moment. Feel the hips releasing back a little more and the chest dropping a little bit closer to the floor. And now we're going to move forward again. Coming all the way down now onto your belly with your hands under your forehead. Just beginning in crocodile pose for a minute. And again, just focus on the breath. So notice as you're lying prone on the floor, your belly expanding and feeling the pressure of the belly against the floor. Now from here, we're going to move into half frog. So if you bend your right knee, bring your right leg out to the side and flex the foot. You can keep the head looking forward, or you can turn your head if you like to lie on your left ear. And now, bring the head back to center, stretch the right leg out, bend the left knee, and again you're going to bring that left knee out to the side, flexing the left foot, and you can turn your head to lie on the right ear, or you can even turn the opposite way. Again, find a comfortable position for your head and neck. And then we'll straighten out the left leg. Now bring the hands in front of you. Again, elbows kind of forward and resting on the forearms. Spread the fingers and we'll just come up into Sphinx. So you can keep the buttocks and the legs relaxed. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And come as low as you need to here. So if you need to slide the hands even further forward, feel free to do that. So, get yourself to where you're going to be able to stay for a minute or so. And then once again, just surrender to the pose. Stay with the pose, stay in the moment. Again, you might like to take your head slightly down, or you might like to look straight ahead. Remember to keep those shoulders dropping down. Now, slowly walk the hands back under your shoulders, push yourself back up. We'll come back through child pose just for a moment, stretch out. And then walk your hands back, sit back onto your heels and roll over to sit. So bringing the legs out in front, we'll come to sit in Dandasana for a moment. Now I'm going to grab hold of my pillow. So take your legs nice and wide. Bend the knees, and if you want to just bring your pillow in between and you can literally fold forward like so in a nice relaxed way. If you want to, you could even have two cushions or pillows if you need to be higher. And again, play around with the position, play around with the position of the arms. And then we'll slowly come up. You can put the pillow or the cushion to one side, straighten out the legs again. So we're going to move into half butterfly. So bending your right knee, take your right foot, maybe not too close to the ground, but just somewhere against the left leg. And again, if you wanted to sit onto something here, maybe sitting onto your folded blanket might be helpful. Now you can just stay in an upright position for now, or you can just bring the hands slightly forward, creeping them forward. Again, find your edge, find where there's just a feeling of being stretched a little bit, and then stay with that for a few breaths. And then maybe after a few breaths, you can move a little bit further forward. Slowly walk the hands back, stretching out the right leg, bend the left leg, so same thing. So start off in an upright position, giving that hip a chance to release. And then in your own time, slowly creep it forward. Find that edge. And then just stay here for a few breaths. Focus on the breath. As I said, this part of the practice is more of a mental than a physical challenge. Maybe moving a little further into it, or maybe not. So relax the head, relax the gaze. And slowly walk the hands back, stretching out the left leg. So we're going to swing the legs back. You can get rid of your blanket again for a moment. Come on to all fours. And now we're going to take the right leg out to the side. This is called outrigger. So just staying here for a moment. If you can, flatten the right foot. If not, if it has to be slightly lifted, that's okay. Try to keep the hips level, so try not to kind of lean back into the left side. Planting that right foot firmly down. Spreading the fingers as well, and if possible, straightening the arms. So it is active. It's not just about hanging out here. And now we're going to take the arms into it. So we're going to thread the needle by bringing the left hand underneath and coming down onto the head. Now again, if you wanted to, you could rest your head on a pillow if you need to do that. Or even maybe just the shoulder and the head. So you can make that decision for yourself. Just keep the right hand on the ground just to support you. And we'll slowly come back up. So I'm just going to turn around to do the other side. Left foot out, pressing down into it, press into the arms. Balance the weight over both wrists. And again, just look maybe towards the floor, nice relaxed gaze. And then we're going to slide the right arm underneath. So again, remember you can use your cushion or your pillow here for support if you feel that you need it. The left hand again supports us pressing into the floor. And we'll push back up onto all fours. Curling the toes under. Now we're going to lift up into downward facing dog.
So you'll probably be glad to know we're now moving into a more active stage of the practice. So we'll just walk the feet out a few times. Lifting up and down off the toes. Slowly walk the feet forward. Now keep your feet nice and wide. Bend your knees deeply and just take your elbows or drop your hands to the floor for dangle pose. We're going to stay here just for a few breaths, letting the head and neck release, letting the arms release, but remember your knees are deeply bent here. Hands onto the hips, press into the feet and slowly come up to a standing position. Okay. So we're going to warm the body up a little bit now by taking the feet hip distance apart, bending your knees and sweeping your hands up. And sweeping back and up and back. I'm just going to turn this way for a moment and up and back and up again and release the hands back down. So shoulders up and back and down, one at a time. And then forward and down. And just shake out the hands, shake out the feet, and we'll get ready to get a little bit more active. So come to the top of your mats, spread the toes, and rock from heels to toes for a moment, really warming up the feet. So it's winter time, we really need to warm up our joints before we move into an active practice. Hands to heart center. Now begin to engage your legs. So as you press down into the feet, lift the kneecaps, engage the thigh muscles, engage the Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, shoulders back and down, and begin the Ujjayi breath. Hands down by your side. Inhale, take your palms out, reach up. Exhale to fold, soft knees if you need. Inhale, look out, flat back. Hands flat, step to plank. Dropping to knees, chest, chin, and all the way down to the floor. Inhale up into a low cobra or a sphinx. Pushing back up onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under for downward facing dog. So spread your fingers and press into the index knuckle and the base of the thumb, and now release the head and the neck. Maybe you want to keep the legs moving to stretch out. Exhale fully as you inhale, look forward. Step the right and the left foot up. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. Once again, inhale, take the palms out, reach up. Exhale as you fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, look out, half lift. Hands flat, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga this time. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. So really spread those fingers, pressing forward towards the knuckles. So you don't want to hang out in the wrists too much. Soften the elbows a little if you need to. Let the head and the neck release. Exhale fully, inhale, look forward. Step or hop your feet to your hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhaling back into Tadasana. So step back to the front of the mat, finding Tadasana. Bend your knees, sweep your fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold, hands to the floor. Inhale, look out, half lift. Hands flat, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to a downward dog.
Right leg back. Knee to chest. Right foot forward, we'll swivel the left heel in and come up. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, drop your left hand to the back of your thigh, right palm towards you, or maybe support the lower back. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Stepping to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Left leg back. Knee to chest. Left foot forward, swivel the right heel in, come up. Sweep your arms up, warrior one. Drop the right hand, back of the thigh or lower back, left palm towards you. Right hand up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step into plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So here's where you just want to come back to your breath. And if you want to take child pose for this section, please do. Exhale fully, inhale, look forward, step or hop, the feet to the hands. Flat back, look out. Exhale, fold, bend the knees. Sweep the fingers against the mat, Utkatasana. Exhale back to Tadasana. And one more, bend the knees, sweep the fingers against the floor, Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Inhale, look out. Exhale, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg back. Knee to chest. Right foot forward. Swivel the left heel in. Sweep the arms up. Take the arms behind, interlace the fingers. Lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale to humble warrior. So if it's too much for the arms to be behind, you can sit them just on the lower back. If not, just let them lift up if the shoulders are free enough. Release your forehead in towards your shin. Now I'm going to drop my right hand down onto my right ankle or shin. I'm sorry about turning my back to you now. Straighten up on the right leg. And maybe lift that left arm up into a Trikonasana. So I'll just turn around here for a moment. If you need to keep a slight bend on the right knee, that's perfectly okay. Or if your hand needs to be further up the shin, okay as well. Left hand on the hip. Press into the right foot, slowly come up. And then we'll just take the feet back to the top of the mat once again. Bend the knees, sweep the hands up. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, look out, half lift, hands flat, step to plank. Dropping knees, chest, chin or chaturanga. Inhaling cobra, upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Left leg back, knee to chest. Left foot forward, swivel the right heel in, sweep the arms up. Exhale the arms behind. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. So the chest should be kind of coming to the inside of your left thigh here. And again, adjust the hands if you need to, particularly for your shoulders. Try to let the back of your head be free. Release your left hand down onto your ankle or your shin, turning and taking the right hand up. And again, I'm just going to reverse here so that I'm facing you once again.
Right hand on the hip. Press into the left foot, come up. And you can step both feet back to the top of your mat and hands back to heart center. So just take a few breaths here. Close your eyes if you like. So should be warming up nicely at this stage. So moving straight into a balancing pose. If you want to use, if you have a chair or a ledge or something handy, it might be a good idea. Also, if you have any kind of a strap, doesn't have to be a yoga strap, it could be a dressing gown belt or anything at all. So we're going to start with standing on the left foot and bending the right knee. Now I'm going to just hug my right knee up. And if you're good with taking your big toe and stretching the leg like this, that's perfectly okay. But you might like to actually use a strap around the foot, which will help. Now, if you have a chair or a ledge or something here, you can use it to hold on to. And then begin to take that right leg out to the right, nice and slowly. Slowly take it back to center, drop the belt, point the toe for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend the knee, release, and we'll try the other side. So again, having your strap and maybe your chair handy if you need them. So weight into the right foot, bend the left knee, hug it up. So if you're going for the belt, grab the belt. If not, taking the big toe, stretching that leg out. So it's okay to have the knee bent. It's okay to have the leg straight, whichever works for you. And then see about taking the left leg out to the left. And back to center, release for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend the knee, release and give the legs a little bit of a stretch. Come back to stand in Tadasana. So hands onto the hips, we're going to step wide once again. We're going to turn the right foot out and left foot in. Bend the right knee, inhale the arms up and exhale, drop the shoulders, warrior 2. Turn to look towards your right middle finger. Now, dropping the left hand to the back of the thigh or the lower back, take the right palm towards you. Reverse warrior. And now we're going to come all the way down into Parsvakonasana. So if you can, take the fingertips, the right fingertips to the ground. Your left hand is on your hip, so open through the chest there. And then bring that left hand up, or maybe take it all the way over. Left hand back on the hip, press the right hand onto the thigh, ease yourself up, turn the feet forward. So moving to the other side, so this time it's left foot out, right foot turning in, bend your left knee. Inhale the arms up, exhale, drop the shoulders and look along your left arm. So warrior 2. Try to keep the chest open, so draw the shoulder blades slightly in towards each other. Give a nice openness in the chest, breathing smoothly. Dropping that back hand back of the thigh or lower back. Take the left palm towards you and reverse it. So we're going to slowly come back down with the left hand inside the left foot, right hand on the hip. Open through the chest, draw that right shoulder back and reach up. Stay here or take the palm over.
Now, just bringing that right palm down towards the floor. Walk the left hand into the center as well. Straighten the left knee and straighten both legs. So hands here, fingertips under the shoulders. You can turn the heels even slightly more out. You can even walk your feet slightly wider if you need to. So get your position here, ready for your wide-legged forward bend. And then maybe walking the hands back. Now, you may be fine just here. Maybe that's your limit today. If not, walk the hands back and slowly begin to fold into it. So remember, the weight needs to come out of the heels. You don't want to be hanging out in your heels. Back of the neck is released. Walking the hands forward. Now stay down. What we're going to do is walk the heels and toes in, and then have your heels in and your toes out. Your fingertips are still on the floor. And then as you bend your knees, see if you can drop the hips into a squat. Now again, if you're up a little bit higher, that's okay. If you can come right down into your squat. Start with the hands on the floor for balance, and then maybe bringing the hands to the heart center. This one is so good for the lower back and the hips if you can give yourself time to come into it. And then slowly releasing the hands, release your bum to the floor, bring the legs in, give yourself a little hug, and stretch the legs out in front. So coming to sit for a moment in Dandasana, bring your hands just beside or behind your hips, stretch your legs out, roll those shoulders back, and sit for a moment. Just close your eyes here and sit in Dandasana. And now opening your eyes. So we're going to come back to our butterfly pose, which we started at the beginning of class. So once again, we're going to bend the right knee and take the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Now again, you might want to bring the foot a little bit further forward to make it easier for yourself. You can also, to support the knee, you could put a folded blanket under the knee. And to make it even more comfortable, you could bring your cushion in front. And you can just come into it nice and easily like so. Or if you're a little bit more open and you want to just creep the hands forward and relax the head. So again, we're beginning to slow it down a little bit again. Now we're back on the floor. Slowly walk the hands back up. Release whatever you have, blankets or pillows. Now we're going to bring both feet in front. And we're going to keep them a little bit apart and come onto the sides of the feet. And you're just going to hold on to some part of the leg for full butterfly. And again, just let yourself fold forward. So the arms can be just relaxed in front of the shins. The head is relaxed. Neck is free. So again, with this one, you can move the feet forward as much as you need to and even take them apart as much as you need to make this accessible to you. And normally when we do butterfly, we'd be bringing the heels in close to the groin and we'd be trying to come forward, but we're going to stay a little bit longer here, so it needs to be achievable. Slowly coming back up. So we have to do the left side now, bending the left knee and left foot to the inside of the right leg. And once again, if you want to use your blanket or your pillow here, and just coming forward. And slowly coming up. We put these to one side and stretch the legs out once again. So the next one we're going to try, it may not be for everybody, so we're going to give it a go anyway. So I'm going to bend the right leg first, taking it back behind. It's called half saddle. So I'll actually turn sideways so that you can see what I'm doing. So the calf needs to be kind of rolled out. Your thigh is on the inside and your foot is moving just behind your hip. Now you can take the left leg out as wide as you need to. And again here you could grab your pillow and just let yourself come forward. Now if you have any knee issues, this one probably won't be for you. So what you can do is you can just stretch both legs out and maybe take the pillow and come forward. Or as I say, maybe even having two cushions or pillows. So if you're okay with this one, just coming forward, or again, if you have no issues at all with knees or hips, you can just come forward with the hands on the ground. And slowly coming back up, just very gently now stretch that right leg out. So I'm going to turn around to do the left side. So bend your left leg back, roll the calf muscle out, tuck the foot in just alongside your hip. Maybe take this a little wider, and again, as if you need to use your cushion, have it here. And again, we're just going to slide forward. So again, just to remind you, any discomfort, this one may not be good. Well, it certainly won't be good if you have any knee issues. So you can just have the two legs forward and do a nice soft forward bend. And we're going to slowly come up now, nice and gently release that leg. Both feet out in front. Give them a little shake. Hands behind. Point the toes away and just have a nice stretch as a counter stretch to that pose. And slowly release. So I'm going to come to face you once again. So the next one is called half shoelace. I'm going to bend my right knee, take it across to the outside of the left thigh, and then just come on to the side of the foot here. So again, the further back you can have the foot towards the hip, if you can have it right beside your hip, that's better. But if you need to bring it forward, that's perfectly okay as well. So again, we have to find what suits our bodies in each of these poses. Start with the hands just either side of the knees. So what you're trying to do is stack one knee on top of the other. And if you were coming into, there's a full shoelace, you'd be bending both up and you'd be trying to stack those knees as much as possible. But that's very strong in the hips. So for now, we're just going to go with half shoelace. And again, you can creep forward in this one. And if you wanted to, once again, you could put a folded blanket or a cushion. So I'm going to fold my blanket nice and thick and just have that here as an extra support. And we'll slowly walk the hands back up. Again, gently releasing that right leg. Stretch it out. So bending the left, bringing it across. So you're coming onto the outer edge of the foot here. You can see that you're maybe bringing the foot up towards your hip, or maybe you're bringing it closer to the knee. And again, if you want your blanket or anything folded, and we'll slowly fold forward. And then slowly walk the hands back, releasing that left leg. Stretch the two legs out. So we're going to take the feet nice and wide. We're going to bring the buttock flesh back behind. Again, we might grab hold of a cushion or pillow. And we're going to come into a nice, easy forward bend. So it's okay to have the knees bent here if you like. So once again, just let the spine release. Surrender to the pose and don't fight it. Make any adjustments you need to make so that you can stay here for a few breaths. And then just give in. And then slowly coming back up. Getting rid of your props for a minute. Draw the knees together. Hug the knees in. And then in your own time, roll yourself down onto your back. Draw the knees into the chest and make a few little circles at the base of the spine. Placing your feet on the mat, knees bent. Place your right foot over your left knee and flex the foot. So we're going to just stay here in figure 4. Relax the arms away from the body. You don't have to do anything else. Just let that hip release. Now wrap your right thigh over your left thigh. Shift your hips a little over to the right. Roll over to your left. Now, for anybody who can, this is called pulling the cat's tail. You're going to see if you can take your left foot with your right hand and look back to your right. Now, that's okay if you can't manage it. Again, this is where your belt could come in. You could bring the belt around the foot and just bring it to wherever is accessible for you. Try to let the right hip come over as much as you can so the right knee is moving towards the floor. And again, if you wanted to, you could put your cushion under the right knee to make it more comfortable. And then we'll slowly uncross the legs, roll back onto your back. Left foot on top of the right or just over the right knee, flex the foot. So start with your figure 4 and just relax the upper body. So arms in any relaxed position and just close your eyes. So here, once you're down on the floor again, just bring the awareness back to the breath. So instead of thinking about how much longer am I going to be in this pose, just bring your focus to the breath, slowing it down. Now crossing the left thigh over the right, shift the hips over to the left a little bit. Bring your arms maybe a little bit wider and drop over to the right. Looking back to your left. And again, if you wanted to, you could take that right foot with the left hand, or you could use the belt once again. And again, we're encouraging that left knee towards the ground, or we're placing the pillow underneath it. And very slowly begin to come out of it. You can get rid of the props there. So from here, just stretch your legs out. Take your hands behind your head, just over the head, relaxed. Now from here, I want you to shift your hips over to the right. So shimmy the hips over even a little bit to the right, and then walk your feet to the left and bring your upper body to the left. So the arms, it's really up to yourself where you want them. You can have them just behind you, gently folded. You could even have them like so behind your head. So banana asana. Again, just close your eyes. Feel the stretch now on the right side of your body. Starting to walk the feet back to the center, bring the head back to the center, shift the hips back. If you want to just hug the knees in for a moment and rock from side to side. Stretch the legs out again. And this time you're going to shimmy the hips over to the left and then walk your feet towards the right. Bring your head and your upper body towards the right and bring your arms to wherever is comfortable. So take your time. It can feel very different on both sides. So bring the head back to center, walk the feet back to center and the hips once again. Hug your knees in. Roll over onto your right side and pick yourself up. So it's time now to come into Shavasana. I know you may feel you've been resting a lot, but This time we're coming into Shavasana to relax completely. So get your blanket or whatever else you might need. You can hold on to your cushion to use under your head. So set yourself up for Shavasana. Lying down onto your mat now, either knees bent or legs straight. Close your eyes. Bring the attention completely inwards. So leave the practice behind. This is time now just to rest the mind and the body. So taking a few moments to just feel the jaw releasing, so slightly parting your teeth. Let the lower jaw drop. Drop your shoulders down. And as you drop the shoulders, maybe let the arms just drift out from your body. If your legs are straight, let the feet be wide and let the feet just flop out to the side. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale it out through the mouth. So feel yourself letting go now of any tension in the body. And another deep breath in and sigh it out. So once you've made yourself comfortable, let your body come into stillness. And bring your mind's awareness just to your body. So the body is in this position right here, right now. The mind can run off in all sorts of directions, so bring the mind to where the body is in stillness. Begin to become aware of your breath. And again, just focusing on the breath helps to quieten the mind. So deepening the breath as you exhale through the nose, slowly take the breath in, all the way down into the belly. Let it rise up through the body. And then slowly release with a long exhale. So take a few nice deep breaths just like this. Finishing the next exhale. Just let go of any breath control. So take the focus now to the back of your head, relaxing all of your scalp, the top of your head, your forehead. Relax the eyelids, relax the cheeks, relax the lips, the tongue, your chin and throat. Relax your shoulders, down through the arms, into the wrists, the hands and the fingers. Relax your chest, your rib cage, your abdomen and lower abdomen. Starting at the base of the neck, let the relaxation run all the way down your spine to your tailbone. Relax the pelvis, the thighs, the knees, shins and calves, ankles, heels, soles of your feet, tops of your feet, and each of your toes. Feeling your whole body completely relaxed. So now just bringing your awareness back into the room, beginning to slowly move your fingers and your toes. Maybe gently move your head from side to side. And then hug the knees in, roll over onto your right side and take 3 deep breaths. Then in your own time, slowly bring yourself to a seated position. Placing your hands with one hand on the heart and one hand on top. Take a deep breath in and exhale as you open your eyes. Thank you for your practice. Namaste. So take care until next time, and thank you once again.